Remember that piano, so delightful, unusual. Hello, friends and foes, lovers and haters. Welcome to Don't Toy With Me, a creepy story that takes place in a dollhouse. Light spills through the tiny windows of the dollhouse, catching the flecks of dust in the air. Though it's early in the morning, the inhabitants have been awake for a little while now. It's to be expected that toys wouldn't have quite the same grasp on time as you do. Wisker, you've hardly touched your tea. Her least of all. She's an antique. You could at least pretend to drink it, since I went to the trouble of making it. The stuffed rabbit sits at the table, a frown on its embroidered face. It turns its head away from the cup in defiance. Geez, you're so moody lately. I know it's not terribly fun to be stuck alone here with me, but you're not doing yourself any favors by being difficult. Don't you think we should be making the best of it? I really wish you'd let me cut you a mouth, so you could try to hold a conversation. The rabbit scurries off across the wooden floor and down the stairs. Dahlia sighs. It was only a suggestion. I'm not going to force you. I suppose that's another cup down the drain then. Dahlia gathers up the teacup and saucer from the floor to take down to the kitchen. Though Wisker has been in the house for a while with her now, he has always been terribly skittish. The kitchen holds the rest of the tea set, always ready for a hypothetical tea party that thus far hadn't come to fruition. The rabbit wasn't about to sit at the table with her. Thinking back on it, she has trouble recalling who it was that used to sit there with her. You're listening right now, aren't you? I'm fairly certain I can hear you out there. Who is she talking to? Tap, tap. The sound of large fingers gently tapping nails on the outside of the house answer her question. She smiles softly. Aha! She was talking to me. There you are. Yes, here I am. Maybe you could join me? I'm not sure how you would fit in here with me, but I would welcome you anyway. Perhaps you could let me outside? I would sit on the roof to be closer to you. That's not a good idea. It's dangerous. You could fall down and break. Because you're made of porcelain. You know better than to give her way on that. The cracks on her face tell the story of a previous excursion outside of the house. She is met with silence. Her smile holds patiently for all of 10 seconds. Fine, then I won't be entertaining you either. No problem. If the urge to be reasonable finds you, I'll be reading in my room. Don't be disappointed. She storms out of the kitchen and up the stairs. You decide to give her some time to cool off, while you leave to run an errand. You have a feeling she'll lighten up when you retrieve your new purchase. Ah, what is it? The dollhouse is a little bit cleaner than it was this morning. Dahlia has spent some time dusting and picking up. She prefers her home spotless, or at least she used to. Now it seems she settles for clean enough. And she never bothers with the attic anymore. She idly straightens the decorations atop her wardrobe in her room. A heavy thump quickly undoes this. What? She turns, looking around in surprise. Hesitantly, she peers out of her bedroom door and down the stairs. Wisker is already in the foyer investigating. What is it? She descends the stairs, delicate joints clicking with each step. She finds a large box taking up the entryway. Oh my! A present? Her eyes light up with interest, running her fingers over the wooden exterior. There's a quirk to her brow when she realizes it's cheap, compressed wood. Something new then? Wisker presses his ear to the side of the box. He hops back away when he hears a cough from inside, hiding behind Dahlia. What is it? She searches around the lid, unable to quite pull it up. She finally finds the hook on the other side and undoes it from the small peg that holds the lid shut. She practically throws the lid open, a bright smile on her face. Oh, 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 Wisker, look! A new friend. He looks a bit sleepy. Ah, is he dead? I'm not dead. Oh, good. His name is Huxley. Like Aldous Huxley. Welcome to a brave new world. The clown in the box hangs limply when Dahlia drags him out of the box by his shirt. She's surprised to find that he's mostly fabric with little structure underneath. His sleeves are half empty, tied at the seams with a ruffle. All in all, his head is solid, but his body is plush. Hello, new friend. My name is Dahlia, and this is my friend, Wisker. The rabbit's ears lie back, looking none too friendly. He keeps his distance. I'm sorry for all the excitement. It's just been so long since we've had a new toy. Well, not had. Obviously, we don't have you. What are you actually? Oh, where on earth are my manners? What do you go by, friend? No, I don't go by friend. And I'm a puppet. My name is Huxley. And I've gone to a brave new world now. Huxley, how nice. And a puppet. Why, that does explain it. Oh, let me take you to a chair. I shouldn't be holding you the whole time like a little bear. With Huxley comfortably situated in his chair at the table, Dahlia sits opposite him. She's all smiles, even though the clown looks so sullen. Here, have some tea. Oh, can you hold the cup? Have a silly straw. Thanks. Despite the thanks, the clown doesn't make any move to drink the tea. Are you all right, Huxley? I don't expect you to be quite as excited as me, but you look so upset. I am not upset, but what's there to be excited for? He's so pessimistic. Not good. Not a good attitude. You've taken me out of a box, and here I am to sit in another box. The only difference is that I'm not the only one in this box. Aha! But that makes all the difference, doesn't it? I do enjoy watching Wisker, but he's not one for conversation. And now this won't be such a lonely place. What do you want to do? I'll show you that there's fun to have here. I don't want anything, thanks. He is tired. He is pessimistic. He is depressive. What a wonderful friend. Oh. Well, surely that isn't true. Everyone wants something. Do you want some quiet? We could lie on the floor and watch the star projector. She's so creative. And he... Okay. if that's what you'd like to do. No, no. We are trying to find something you want to do. Do you want to tell jokes? You are a clown. If you'd like. She would like, but he wouldn't like. He seems so bored. You should be more motivated, Huxley. Dahlia is so friendly. Did you hear about the clown car that crashed out in the middle of nowhere? There were 30 casualties. I don't think I get that one. I'll try again. What do you get when you boil a clown? A laughingstock. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. Oh, that's funny. Clown soup. I bet it would have polka dots too. Oh, let me try. A clown named goes to see a therapist. Oh darn it, I messed it up. Hey, you're a funny lady, Dahlia. Oh, you smiled. Oh, don't stop just because I pointed it out. I start getting the idea you're determined to sulk. Sorry. I just haven't told any jokes in a while. No audience, unless I got brought out just for that. So I stopped. What's the point? The point of telling jokes? The point of coming up with jokes if I only get to tell them when someone gives me the time of day. I don't like being a puppet. The only choice I get is to not participate. So I started doing that, opting out. Oh, so you just don't do anything? Nothing I don't want to do. Which I don't want to do much lately, so yeah, kind of. He looks uncomfortable at the direction of the conversation. It's clear he hasn't had to explain himself at length before, especially when so withdrawn from everything. Dahlia, on the other hand, is clearly mulling this idea over in her head. Do you think you'd want to do more if you could get around better on your own? Since then you could go where you like and not have to wait for someone to bring you there. That would make things easier for me. No offense, but I don't think I want you stitching anything onto me if that's what you're thinking. Ooh, why? Are you just assuming I'd be bad at it? I choose to keep my answer to myself. That wasn't what I was thinking about anyway. Wait here for just a moment. I'll try not to go anywhere. Dahlia leaves the kitchen, hurrying off back to the foyer. She stands near the box Huxley arrived in and looks up, her gaze aimless as though she isn't quite sure of where to look. She's talking to me. She needs my help. Hello up there. I imagine you're still watching, yes? Thank you for sending me a new friend. I know I've asked for one a lot, but I'm afraid I need to ask for something else. I'm sorry for asking so soon after receiving this gift. No problem. But it isn't for me, so I hope that might make up for it. So, do you think perhaps you could give me something to help Huxley move into a brave new world? Perhaps wheels or a wooden skeleton? I'll help you. What else should I do? You suppose there couldn't be any harm in it. If the puppet is really so broken that it can't even keep her company, it doesn't do much good, does it? It will have to be a modification so simple that even the toys can figure it out though. You have an idea. Surely with only a single item to work with, she'll understand what needs to be done. You place your gift in the box Huxley had arrived in. Dahlia looks on in surprise as she sees a large spring in the box. Oh, now he can jump around. Yes, this is perfect. Thank you so much. She eagerly plucks her prize from the container, needing both hands to carry it. It's as long as her legs at the very least. Seeing as it's a bit unwieldy, perhaps it isn't the best idea to bring it near the tea set. She ends up leaving it behind and fetching Huxley instead. Where will this end? It takes the pair a few minutes to figure out the logistics of the attachment, but in the end it is sewn securely to the opening of Huxley's body. He takes a moment to get used to balancing on the spring. Oh, that's a great innovation. Much better than wheels. Ah, this certainly is different. Suddenly he feels so jumpy. I think I'm getting the hang of it though. The stairs will take some practice. That's what the railing is for, at least until you get better at jumping. Perhaps soon you'll be able to leap from the landing to the upper doorway in one go. She laughs at the idea, but he seems to be very seriously considering it. Perhaps so. Everything else is upstairs, right? What about the back room? More stairs. Unfortunately, that's the doorway to the attic. And what's up there? More stairs? The ceiling, silly. And some old odds and ends. Some things just don't really have a place in the house. But they still have to go somewhere. Perhaps we could eventually convert it into a bedroom for you. Your cruelty knows no bounds, Lady Dahlia. Making a man able to jump, then putting him in a room with a low ceiling. Ah, I didn't mean. I know, I'm only teasing you. For someone who kept wanting me to lighten up, you sure aren't good at recognizing a joke. It's because Huxley isn't funny at all. Oh, don't tease me. But I'm happy to see you're in much better spirits. I am. I've never had something like this. Though, is this really okay? What do you mean? Nothing. I didn't like being a puppet, so I don't know why I should feel odd. About becoming something else. Like a jack in the box? I would never. Hey, I mean to say, I'm not getting back in that box, Of course not, but you will have to sleep somewhere. And I suppose the box can stay here in the foyer. We could make it into a table or use it as a chest. I just don't want to have to carry it up to the attic, Whatever you wanna do with it, it's not mine. But yeah, I guess that makes me a jack out of the box. Which I'd also never do. Dahlia tilts her head in confusion once more. Huxley spares her any explanation of the joke. I'm actually feeling a little fidgety now. I think I want to give the stairs a try. Will you show me the rest of the house if I make it up? Of course. And if you can't, I'll carry you up. I'll make it up even if I have to drag myself up. Just, maybe go stand out of the way just in case. With some time and effort, and a couple of paintings knocked off of the wall, Huxley manages to make his way up the stairs. Dahlia feels perhaps a few new cracks were added to her face from the worry with which she watched when he twice spilled backwards down the stairs. Luckily, the clown was not so delicate as she was, He bounced like rubber. Perhaps that's what he was made of. The thought remains in her mind that she'll have to remind her new friend that she is much more fragile than he is. But for now, she hurries up after him to congratulate him and show him around the upper floor. The linen closet isn't exactly a room, but it's important to show regardless. The bathroom is of slightly more importance, of course, though perhaps less important than it would have been in a real house. Huxley notes a lingering smell of paint and powders in the bathroom. It must be where Dahlia touches up her face. And lastly, Dahlia brings him to her bedroom. I don't think I've ever had anyone in here before, well, aside from Wisker. You don't think so? Where is that little guy anyway? I kind of expected him to join us for the tour. Oh, don't mind him. He's so jumpy these days. I couldn't even tell you why. Perhaps he's less confident without other plush animals around. Yes, get him a bunny girlfriend. Did there used to be more? I can't seem to recall. I know I knew a teddy bear once. Perhaps he was a friend of Whisker's? She frowns, brows furrowed in concentration. Huxley watches on with concern. Is remembering things a regular problem for you, Dahlia? In a sense, I suppose it is. Very little changes in the house, so the days tend to blend together. If I have trouble remembering something, I'd be hard-pressed to know whether it's due to forgetfulness or because it happened longer ago than I realize. I've recently started writing in my journal again, though, so that should help with the more recent days. I wasn't sure where it was for a while, so I'll have to really make good use of it now that I have it again. Yeah, sounds like a plan. And if I get curious, I could always read up on what I missed before I got here. Absolutely not. I keep it locked, so you couldn't even if you wanted to. Hey, just another joke, Dahlia. I wouldn't read your diary. You'd better not. Now, what was I going to show you in here? Oh, I wanted to show you here in my wardrobe. I keep my dresses here, but it's full of many games as well. You can feel free to help yourself to any of them if you find yourself looking for something to play. I have my bookcase in here as well. I have all the classics. Sounds boring and too intelligent for you. Pride and Prejudice, A Little Princess, Hans Christian Andersen's fairy tales collection. Quite the collection, Dahlia. Are you teasing me again? No, they are just very you. Huh? Except that one. The complete short stories of Edgar Allan Poe. A little bit of a Gothic at heart, are you? I did say I love the classics. What about you, Mr. Know-It-All? You're making yourself sound rather well-read. I've just heard my share of bedtime stories in my day. And the others I've heard a little of in homework form. Ugh. I have to say it hasn't made me the most bookish kind of guy. Except maybe joke books. Ha! Well, in your words, that's very you. There's no shame in it, but I warn you that you will eventually want to do some reading. Beggars can't be choosers for entertainment in this house. Though I'd be happy to read to you. I can see it now. I'll let you know if I have trouble falling asleep here. Then maybe I could use it. It's refreshing to see Dahlia looking so lively again after so much time spent by herself in the dollhouse. She's had her problems in the past, getting along with other toys, but the clown seems to be a good choice. Entertaining as a jester should be, but not so energetic that he would impose upon her lifestyle. She considers herself to be an elegant lady after all, and some wild fool would certainly find themselves met with friction when it came to living with her. Hopefully, they continue to get along. In the following days, they seem to adjust well enough. They play their games and have their tea together, and even Wisker seems to be more at ease with Huxley there. Will there be a love story? It's a point of concern in some ways. Hopefully the rabbit doesn't come to be too affectionate with the clown. But for now it's happy days within the dollhouse. You find yourself watching them regularly. Today they've gathered in the attic to improve Huxley's sleeping area. I'm sorry, we don't have a better place to keep a lot of these things, though I'm happy the bed is finally seeing some use. It's not too bad. The spiders have been keeping me company at night. Spiders? Well, probably just little mites. I have wondered about some of the things you keep up here though. Don't just change the subject after mentioning spiders. Are there really spiders up here? Ah no, I was only joking, Dahlia. Ah, you'd better be, horrible creatures. Now what were you wondering about? Well, I noticed some of these things seem out of place here. The paintings, sure, they make sense for you to have. But there are some old brass knickknacks in here that don't look like any of your other stuff. Like this big brass horse head. It's a knight. But you are right, it doesn't look familiar. And there's some old clothing up here. Oh, I really haven't cleaned up here in some time, but I didn't think there was anything but spare decor items. What sort of clothing is it? Well, I found some bow ties, like the formal kind, not like my ribbon. And no offense to our dearest Lady Dahlia, but they wouldn't really suit you. Do they belong to Wisker? No, Wisker doesn't really have many belongings to speak of. Wisker shakes his head to confirm this. He only has the little bed in my room and a few little toys of his own. Though half the time he seems to prefer playing with balled up paper more than the things I make for him. One doll's trash is a rabbit's treasure. I'm almost certain that that's not how that phrase goes. Well, in any case, they seem like men's clothes to me. Though I did see some old hairbrushes and things as well. Not ones that matched your sets though. Do you think some of this was left from whoever lived in the house before you? Ah, I suppose that's possible. Though it seems stranger to me that the owner wouldn't remove such things before placing me here. Maybe the owner hoped for a more masculine doll. I'm sure I'm exactly what they were hoping for. They've had me this long after all. Well, the owner doesn't seem to be interested in doing much to your home regardless, so maybe they didn't bother with this. Or they are using your storage for their extra things. Oh, I hadn't considered that. And they get quiet at times, but that doesn't mean they lack interest. They love me. And I love them too. You too should get a room then. Or I guess a house. Oh hush, there's no need to be jealous, Huxley. I'm sure that they love you too. You wouldn't be living here if they didn't find something appealing about you. It must have been my sparkling personality then. Perhaps it was. Right. Well, I don't have any doubts that they are just tossing me in here for your sake if they really love you so much. How do you mean? Well, you have told me a few times just how lonely it is here without someone to have conversations with. And here I am. Well, I am happy you are here, but I doubt it's just for me. It's all the same to me. So long as they leave me be, I'm just fine. Oh, that's just silly, Huxley. I know you'd enjoy the attention if you got it. Doubt it. Such a sourpuss. I suppose we'll find out the next time they do decide to check in on us regardless. I'll be holding my breath until then. The conversation comes to a stop as the pair go back to cleaning, but it leaves you with some thinking to do. It has been a little time since you initially purchased the clown, so you've had a little time to get to know more about him. More so than you could have known taking him off the shelf. At this point, will Dahlia remain the favorite? Or will Huxley win me over? It's a difficult choice I don't want to make because I like both.